Are you feeling overwhelmed, exhausted, and just done? Are you staring at the ceiling during a 2 a.m. feeding, wondering if you're doing any of this right? There's a powerful verse most Christian moms have never heard, and it might be exactly what your heart needs tonight. Stay with me, because you're about to hear a truth that can change the way you move through these long nights and even longer days. Welcome to Blessed Mom's Corner, where we find God's peace in the chaos of motherhood. First, I want you to hear this. You're not crazy for feeling what you feel. The hormonal waves, the foggy brain, the moments you don't recognize yourself, those are real. The nights when the house is quiet but your mind is loud. The pressure of doing it right. The guilt when you snap. The loneliness even when you're never technically alone. You're not the only one who's cried in the dark while holding a baby who won't settle. You're not the only one who's thought, I love my child, but I'm struggling. And you are not a bad mom for having those thoughts. You are not alone in this. God sees you. Not the filtered version, the real you, with the messy bun, the milk stains, the unwashed dishes, and the anxious heart. He's not disappointed with you. He's near. He's closer than your next breath. And there is hope. Deep, steady, soul-level hope in God's Word. Let's open it together and find the comfort He's been saving for you. There's a verse you might not hear often, but it's a lifeline on nights like this. Lamentations 3:22-23 says, Because of the Lord's great love, we are not consumed. His mercies never fail. They are new every morning. Great is your faithfulness. Let that sink in for a moment. Not consumed. New mercies every morning. Great faithfulness. Here's what that means in simple, everyday terms. No matter how messy today was, God gives you a fresh start tomorrow. His love isn't rationed. He doesn't look at your day and say, Yikes, she used too much grace today. His mercy doesn't run out at 1:58 a.m. When the night feels long and your patience feels shorter, His compassion is steady. It's like a daily reset for your soul. For a new mom, not consumed is huge, because some days motherhood feels like it's swallowing you whole. By the laundry, the noise, the constant needs, the pressure to be everything to everyone. But God says, you won't be consumed. He holds the edges of your life when everything feels frayed. If you didn't sleep, if you cried, if you lost your temper, His mercies will meet you at sunrise. You don't have to carry today's shame into tomorrow. I think of a mom who whispered this verse after a night of tears. Her baby had been colicky. She tried every trick, and nothing worked. She felt like a failure. But at 5:30 a.m., when the first bit of light slipped through the blinds, she breathed it out. Your mercies are new every morning. And even though nothing instantly changed around her, something softened inside her. She felt a flicker of hope, just enough strength to stand up, make coffee, and try again. Sometimes that's the miracle. Not everything being fixed, but you being held. Now, I want to bring you to a verse that meets you in the rawest moments, when you're not the mom you hoped you'd be today. 2 Corinthians 12:9 says, My grace is sufficient for you, for my power is made perfect in weakness. If you've ever thought, I can't do this verse is your anchor. God doesn't ask you to put on a brave face and pretend. He meets you right in the middle of your weakness. Let's talk about what that really means. Your weakness isn't a mark against you. It's the place where God's strength shows up. The meltdown you had in the bathroom? The guilt you felt for not enjoying every moment? The panic when the baby won't stop crying and you feel your heart racing? That space is where His grace is enough. You don't have to be enough because He is. You don't have to be strong every second because His power works best when you've got nothing left. Imagine this. The baby's finally asleep on your chest after a screaming stretch. But your eyes are puffy from crying too. You whisper, "I don't know how to keep going." And you remember, His grace is sufficient. Not someday, not when you have it all together. Right now. Sufficient means adequate, enough for the moment you're in. You don't need tomorrow's grace today. You just need what He's giving you this minute. And it's enough. I think of a mom who repeated this verse like a prayer while her baby rooted and she struggled to get the latch right. She felt like she was failing the simplest thing. She wanted to run. Instead, she breathed in and said, "Your grace is sufficient. Your power is made perfect in my weakness." And in that moment, she didn't become Supermom, but she did become steady. Steadier enough to try again with gentleness toward herself. Sometimes God's strength looks like calm in your chest when everything else is loud. Now, here's the verse most moms don't know they need. One I wish was printed on every nursery wall. Zephaniah 3:17 says, "The Lord your God is with you. He will quiet you with His love." Can you feel that? Not He'll fix everything in 5 minutes. Not He'll tell you to toughen up. He will quiet you with His love. The picture here is of God drawing close, like a parent shushing a crying child. Not with shame, but with tenderness. What does it look like for God to quiet you with His love when you're a new mom? It looks like peace slipping in when your brain is racing with 100 what-ifs. It looks like your heart rate slowing when you say His name. It looks like a holy hush over your anxiety. Not because the circumstances changed, but because you're not carrying them alone. His love is not distant. It's not theory. It's a calming presence. The God of the universe is with you in your living room at 2:13 a.m., and He knows exactly how to hold you. Maybe you've had that moment when you're rocking back and forth and your thoughts start spiraling. What if I mess this up? What if I'm not cut out for this? What if I never feel normal again? And then you remember, He will quiet me with His love. You put your hand over your heart and let those words be a blanket. You don't have to manufacture peace. You receive it. You breathe it in. You let His love hush the noise. That's not wishful thinking. That's who He is. I think of a mom who felt a panic attack sneaking up. Her baby started crying again. The oven timer was beeping, and her phone lit up with a message that made her stomach drop. She felt the world shrinking. She stepped into the hallway, put her hand on the wall to steady herself, and whispered, "Quiet me with your love." She didn't feel instantly amazing, but she felt a quiet settle, just enough to walk back in, turn off the timer, pick up her baby, and keep going. That's the love that holds you together when you feel like you're coming apart. So how do you carry these truths into your real messy life? Let's make it practical and simple, because the last thing you need is another complicated plan. Start by choosing one small way to remember these verses each day. Write Lamentations 3:22-23, 2 Corinthians 12:9, and Zephaniah 3:17 on 3 little cards. Tape one above the changing table. Slip one into your diaper bag and keep one beside your. If you're more digital, set each verse as your phone lock screen for a week at a time. Every time you see it, whisper it. It's like leaving breadcrumbs of grace through your day. Next, let's give your heart a sentence it can grab onto when everything feels slippery. Try this simple prayer. God, your mercy meets me here. Your grace is enough for me. Quiet me with your love. That's it. No long speech, no perfect words, just that. Let it become the rhythm of your breathing. Sometimes I like to pray it in time with the rocking chair, slow and steady. You can make it your own, shorter or longer, but keep it simple enough to remember when you're exhausted. And when you hit a moment of crisis, when the baby's crying and your chest tightens and you feel the tears coming, pause. Even just for 5 seconds. Feel your feet on the floor. Breathe in and say, "New mercies." Breathe out and say, "Sufficient grace." Breathe in and say, "Quiet me with your love." Then take the next tiny step. Pick up the baby. Text a friend. Pray for me. Sip some water. Open a window. You don't have to fix the whole situation in one move. You're walking with a God who is patient and kind, and He's not grading you, He's guiding you. Another simple rhythm: morning, midday, night. In the morning, before you scroll, whisper, "New mercies today." At midday, when you start to flag, whisper, "Your grace is sufficient." At night, when the house quiets and the mind noise rises, whisper, "Quiet me with your love." You're rewiring your heart to run toward truth instead of fear. Over time, these small practices build a soft landing for the hard moments. And please remember, reaching out for help is not a lack of faith. It's wisdom. Talk to your partner. Text a trusted friend. If you're feeling persistently sad, anxious, or numb, it's okay to speak to a counselor or your doctor. God often cares for us through people, through medicine, through community. You're not weak for needing support. You're brave for receiving it. If this message resonated with you, please share it with another mom who might need to hear it today. And subscribe for more biblical hope. Before we close, I want to speak directly to your heart. You are a good mom, not because you're perfect, but because you show up, because you love your child, because you're willing to grow. You are not alone. Even in the moments that feel darkest, you are not abandoned. God's mercies are new every morning over your home. His grace is sufficient for you right now. And His love, oh, His love, is quieting you even as you listen to this. If this encouraged you, I'd love to hear from you. What verse is getting you through this season? Drop it in the comments, because your words might be the exact reminder another mom needs at 2 a.m. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe so you don't miss more moments of peace and truth. Next time, we'll explore how one mom used Psalm 91 to battle intrusive thoughts and reclaim peace in her mind and home. You won't want to miss it. Until then, breathe deep, hold your baby close, and remember, you are held even closer. God is with you, and He delights to quiet you with His love.